Welcome back to module 4 of this unit 3 progressions, and we will continue with some more examples on arithmetic progression. Just to recall, we know that an arithmetic progression is a sequence of numbers such that the difference between any two consecutive terms is the same. Okay. In general, we write down the nth term of an arithmetic progression as Tn equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, where a is the first term and d is the common difference. And to show that a sequence of numbers is an arithmetic progression or no, what we have to do is just show that Tn minus 1, the difference between any two consecutive terms is constant, and that constant happens to be the common difference. Then in the previous module we have defined the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression, and the sum of the first n terms is given by the formula n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression, and for this Sn we know that Sn minus 1 is the nth term of the arithmetic progression. So with this we'll continue with some more examples on arithmetic progression. Let us consider this one. Find the sum of all natural numbers from 100 to 300 which are divisible by 3. Okay, so we want to find out the sum of the numbers. So moment we say sum, we know that we are referring to Sn, and we are referring to all the natural numbers from 100 to 300. So the numbers that we are referring to 100, 101, 102, 103 and so on, like this till 300. So we want to find out the sum of all the natural numbers from 100 to 300 which are divisible by 3. Now which are the numbers from 100 to 300 in this sequence which are divisible by 3? Okay, so we'll have to list out all those numbers first. Now is 100 divisible by 3? 100, if you take the sum of the digits, it is 1. It is not divisible by 3. So 100 is not divisible by 3. 101 is also not divisible by 3 because 1 plus 0 plus 1 is 2. 2 is not divisible by 3. So this is not divisible by 3. This is not. 102 is the first number in this sequence which is divisible by 3. Okay. Then 103 is not divisible by 3. 104 is also not divisible by 3. The next number is 105 which is divisible by 3. Next will be 108, next will be 111 and so on. The last number will be 300. Is 300 divisible by 3? Yes. So 300 will be there in this sequence. So basically we want to find out the sum of these numbers. These are the numbers between 100 to 300 which are divisible by 3. And this is an arithmetic progression. It is in the form of an arithmetic progression with the first term as 102 and the common difference is 3. These are the numbers which are divisible by 3. So they are all at a distance of 3. Okay, so we want to find out the sum. So we know that Sn is given by the formula n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so if these are the n terms, we want to find out the sum of these n terms. We have to only know how many terms are these. Now how can I find out the number of terms here in this sequence? Okay, so for that what I'll do is I'll consider this 300 as the nth term, and I'll find out for what n this is the nth term. So I'll take Tn. We know that Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula. A here is 102 plus n minus 1, common difference is 3, and I want this nth term to be equal to 300. So that I want to find out what this n is. So if I simplify, n minus 1 into 3 is equal to 300 minus 102, which is equal to 198. So this is n minus 1 into 3. So n minus 1 is equal to 198 upon 3. Okay, I am cross multiplying this 3. 198 upon 3 is 66. So if n minus 1 is 66, n is equal to 66 plus 1. This minus 1 I shift from the right. So it will become 66 plus 1, that is 67. So this is the 67th term, or these are total 67 terms that we are talking about. So if I want to find out the sum of these 67 terms, all that I have to do is find out S67. Okay, so I put n equal to 67. So the sum of these 67 terms is 67 upon 2 into 2 into a. 2 into a is 102 plus these are 67 terms. So n is 67, d is 3. Okay, so 67 upon 2 into 102 into 2 is 204 plus 66 into 3. So I have to just simplify this and find the final answer. This final answer will come to 13,462. So the sum of all the natural numbers from 100 to 300 which are divisible by 3, and these are basically the numbers, their sum is equal to 13462. Let us consider the next example. The first and the last term of an arithmetic progression are 17 and 350 respectively. If the common difference is 9, how many terms are there and what is their sum? So the first and the last term are given. So first term we know, we write it as T1. Okay, and the first term in an arithmetic progression is the A itself. A is the first term, and this A is given to be equal to 17. So the first term is 17 and the last term is 350. So let us consider that 350 as the nth term, 350. The common difference is given to be equal to 9. How many terms are there? So basically we want to find out for what n this nth term is 350. So if I can find out n, I know how many terms are there in this arithmetic progression. Okay, so we know that Tn in general is a plus n minus 1 into d, and we will take this nth term as equal to 350 because 350 is the last term in that arithmetic progression. A is 17, we know that, plus n minus 1 into d is 9, which is equal to 350. So n minus 1 into 9 is equal to 350 minus 17. 350 minus 17 is 333. So n minus 1 will be equal to 333 upon 9. I'm cross multiplying this 9, and 333 upon 9 is 37. So if n minus 1 is 37, n is equal to 37 plus 1, this is equal to 38. So n is equal to 38, that means there are 38 terms in this arithmetic progression. So that answers the first question, how many terms are there in this progression. Next question is, what is their sum? So I want to find out the sum, so we'll use Sn formula. So Sn is n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and we know that these are already 38 terms, so we'll have to find out S38. So it is 38 upon 2 into 2 into a is 17 plus 38 minus 1 into d, d is 9. Okay, so I simplify this, and 17 into 2 is 34. You add it to 37 into 9 and find out the final answer. It will come to 6973. So the sum of all these terms is 6973. Okay, so you'll see that most of the results that we're talking about, they are in terms of the nth term and the sum of the n terms. Let us consider this example. The sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progressions are in the ratio 4n minus 2 is to 3n plus 5. Find the ratio, this is ratio of their 10th terms. So we are given the sum of the first n terms of two arithmetic progressions. They are in the ratio. So if I take Sn as the sum of the first n terms of first arithmetic progression, and let me say Sn dash, just to distinguish the two arithmetic progression, let me say Sn dash is the sum of the first n terms of the second arithmetic progression. What is given to us is Sn and Sn dash, their ratio is equal to 4n minus 2 is to 3n plus 5. Okay, so based on this we want to find the ratio of their 10th term. So basically, if the 10th term of the first arithmetic progression is T10 and the 10th term of the second arithmetic progression is T10 dash, then what we want to find out is T10 is to T10 dash, or we want to find out T10 upon T10 dash. This is what we want to find out. Recall that for an arithmetic progression, Tn is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, and Sn is given by n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So when I consider Sn is to Sn dash, we are basically considering Sn upon Sn dash, and this ratio is equal to 4n minus 2 upon 3n plus 5. Now Sn we know is in this form. So let us try to put these terms, okay, in this general Sn form. Okay, so for that, now there has to be n upon 2. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll multiply and divide by n by 2. So n by 2, inside I have 4n minus 2 divided by denominator also n by 2, and I have 3n plus 5. So I have multiplied and divided by n by 2. Okay, anyway this cancels, what I get is anyway this part. So now I have got n by 2. So this inside thing now, 4n minus 2, I have to express in this 2a plus n minus 1 into d form. So what I'll do is I'll write this n by 2 as it is. Now I always want n minus 1 first. So what I'll do is I'll say n minus 1. I'll write n minus 1 first. Now the coefficient of n here is 4. So what I'll do, I'll write 4 first, so that I get 4n, the first term. And then when I'm writing n minus 1 into 4 now, there is an additional term which is minus 1 into 4. So minus 4. What I want is minus 2. Okay, so I should write that number here, so that this number minus 4 should give me minus 2. So what will I do? I'll write this as 2. Okay, so 2 minus 4 is going to be minus 2. So what am I doing? I'm writing this 4n minus 2 in this form. Okay, n minus 1 into d. Now this term has to be in the form of 2 into a. So even though I wrote this 2 here, I want to express it as 2 into some number. So that I can do by writing this 2 as 2 into 1. So now it is in the form of 2 into a plus n minus 1 into d. So we can say that this is the arithmetic progression whose a is equal to 1 and whose d is equal to 4. Now the same way I write down for the denominator. So I have n upon 2 into, so the same way 3n plus 5 I have to write down in this form, 2a plus n minus 1d. So I'll write down n minus 1 first. The coefficient of n is 3, so I have to write 3 here, so that I get 3n. And now there is minus 3 here. Okay, so but then the actual term here is 5. So I should write that number here, so that that number minus 3 should give me 5. So what will I do? I'll write 8. So 8 minus 3 is 5. But then this 8 has to be written in 2a form, 2 into some a form. So what will I do? I'll write this 8 as 2 into 4. So that this is into 2 into a form. So this is like your the first term of the second, the other arithmetic progression, and this is the common difference of the other arithmetic progression. So if I say this is for the first, this is for the first arithmetic progression, let me say for the other second arithmetic progression, the nth term is a dash plus n minus 1 into d dash. So that this is a dash and this is d dash. Okay, so the first arithmetic progression that we have, its first term is 1 and its common difference is 4. And the second arithmetic progression, its first term is 4 and the common difference is 3. So if I have to write down the nth term here is a plus n minus 1 into d, that is 4. And the nth term here for this arithmetic progression is a dash plus n minus 1 into d dash, that is 3. Remember, what we want to find out is the ratio of the 10th terms of this. So what I'll do, I'll find out the 10th term here. What is the 10th term? 1 plus 10 minus 1, 9 into 4. 9 into 4 is 36 plus 1, I get 37. The same way, what is the 10th term here for the other arithmetic progression? T10 dash, it is 4 plus 10 minus 1, that is 9 into 3. 9 into 3 is 27 plus 4 is 31. So the ratio between the 10th term of these two arithmetic progression is 37:31. This is the answer for this question. Let us go to the next question. A sum of rupees 2,50,000 is to be used to be given as 10 cash prizes to students of a school for their overall academic performances. If each prize is rupees 5,000 less than its preceding prize, find the value of each prize. Okay, so it's important that you understand the question first. So we have a sum of rupees 2,50,000. So this is like the total sum. So this 2,50,000 refers to SN, the sum. So SN is 2,50,000, which is to be given as 10 cash prizes, okay, to these 10 students, and each prize has to be 5,000 less than its the preceding prize. Okay, so if the first prize is like say 5,000, the next prize has to be 10,000. The next price has to be 15,000. Then next price has to be 20,000. So they are all at a difference of 5,000 from between the consecutive terms. So it is like we have 10 numbers here which are in arithmetic progression with a common difference as 5,000. Okay, so n here is 10. Okay, and the common difference is 5,000. The difference between consecutive cash prizes should be 5,000. Okay, 5,000. So if I consider the first prize and the second prize is 5,000 more than the first prize. Okay, but the first prize is 5,000 less than its second prize. Okay, so what we will do is we'll have to find out what is A here. If I can find out A, which is the first prize money, okay, then I can always keep on adding 5,000, 5,000, and I'll know what are the values of each of these 10 prizes. Okay, so for that I'll make use of SN formula. We know that SN is equal to n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N is equal to 10 upon 2 into a plus 10 minus 1, that is 9, into d. D is 5,000. And this total sum has to be equal to 2,50,000. So 10 upon 2 is 5. Okay, so 5 into 2a plus 5,000 into 9 is 45,000. This is equal to 2,50,000. Or I have 2a plus 45,000 is equal to, I'll cross multiply this 5, so I have 2,50,000 divided by 5. 2,50,000 upon 5 is 50,000. So 2a will be equal to 50,000. This 45,000 I shift on the right side, so minus 45,000, which is equal to 5,000. So if 2a is 5,000, a is equal to 5,000 divided by 2, which is 2,500. So the first prize money is 2,500. So accordingly now we know what are the cash prizes of all the 10 students. The next will be add 5,000 to this, so 7,500. The next cash prize will be 12,500, and so on. What will be the last cash term, the value? For that you can use TN formula. Okay, we know that what we want to find out the last term, that is the 10th term. Okay, so here A is equal to 2500, common difference is 5000. We want to find out the 10th term. 10th term is, we know that Tn formula is A plus n minus 1 into D. So it is 2500 plus n is 10 here, which is, so 10 minus 1 is 9 into D is 5000. So I have 9 into 5000 is 45,000 plus this 2500 is 47,500. So the last cash price, that is the highest one, is 47,500.